I mean, obviously, well, I'm serious because two things I think about with you guys. One, you're so quick, you're just so removed from high school recently that I'm imagining that a lot of high school friends and stuff, because you're a band and you're cool and they know you, they'll come out and see you because for that and that alone, right? It's cool, right? Mm-hmm. But the other thing is like, do you get some like 50-year-old girls coming in there who still got their hair all teased out, and they're still wearing the dresses and the heels and everything, and they're coming out to see you guys? Do you get some of that?
Do you want to tell your Jagger story?
I mean,
please tell us the story.
Okay.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Level Up Cleveland. And this week, we got with us the Playboys. And I'm going to go from left to right, announce you guys. Here, basically frontman, lead singer, guitar player, Colt Pallay.
How's it going?
And on his left, his brother Jagger Pallay plays the bass.
Yep, that's it.
And to his left, we have the keyboard player, J.P. Parker.
How are you?
And also with us here is Alex Manson, but you can't see him yet. You'll see him after the break. He's here. We're going to switch him out. JP and Alex will switch out after the break, and we'll have the full band then will be presented. But thanks, guys, for coming down.
Sure. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys coming down. This is really cool. You guys, actually booked you guys a long time ago. Some things happened. We had to rebook you guys again. So we've been in touch for a long time trying to get this. And through that period, I've been kind of following you guys a lot and stuff and seeing what you guys are about. And you guys have really got a nice following. Basically a cover band, right? I mean, that's basically what it was for a long time, was doing a lot of covers, and you guys built a following there. But somewhere along the line, you decided to start writing some of your own stuff. And just recently, you guys released 4 tunes. You have 4 tunes released at least, and these are all original songs. But I think people will be surprised to hear what you guys are doing, because it's not such a modern thing you guys are doing. You guys have kind of like recreated something from 30 some years ago almost. The 80s, kind of like that pop rock right from the 80s kind of thing. Yeah. And to be honest with you, Pat and I have talked about this. You guys have fucking nailed it. Like nailed this stuff. As Pat said, you guys checked off all the boxes on this thing. Your voices, your guitars, your guitar parts, your breaks, how you guys have written all this stuff, even the lyrics. Like the lyrics even are the same type of lyrics that were written to this music back then. It's just amazing how well you guys reproduce this stuff. And, obviously you guys aren't from that time.
No.
So, it's which makes it even a little more kind of like remarkable, I think, that you guys are as good at it as you are. Now, your guys' dad you guys come from a musical background, obviously. You had some influences growing up. Yep. You were kind of destined almost for this in some way, right? Was Dad kind of like did he push it on you a little bit too? Did he want musicians for kids?
Absolutely. He was a big sports guy and a big musician guy, because he did both when he grew up. So growing up, when I was 5 years old, he tried to get me playing guitar, Smoke on the Water, all that stuff. Yeah. And I always rejected it, always went away from it, always was like, don't want to do it, just want to focus on sports. And actually never really got into it until after my senior year of high school. So I started all of that stuff right after high school.
So you weren't even doing this in high school at all?
I was not. When I was a real little kid, I would sing. Do you remember that movie Rockstar with Mark Wahlberg and stuff, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I would stand up and sing the stand up and shout and everything. So I had it in me. I just didn't come out, I guess, fully until after I was done with sports and all that, and I wanted to, continue to do something that.
Do you think any of it was a rebellion type thing against your dad, because you did you felt like, oh, he thinks I'm just going to do this, I'm going to show him I don't need to do it? Was it kind of like the rebellion kid thing?
I think a little bit. I think that, and I just really loved sports and everything.
That was the priority.
That was the priority, and I just didn't really want to do it. I always thought it was I don't know. I wasn't interested in it at the time, so I think it was just both, a mixture of both of those things.
Yeah, and that's so people, so they know you guys are like from that Hudson area. You guys are from those like the kind of southeastern suburbs and stuff like that are out that way. Hudson, Streetsboro, that's where you guys are kind of like, that's the focal point where you guys play.
Right.
The Twinsburg area, all that kind of area over there. Do you ever think about going outside of that area and trying to get some more gigs, like up in the Cleveland area more and stuff like that? Are you guys kind of like working your way toward that?
Yeah, a little bit. So we actually have a few, like we play in Menor a little bit, and we played on at like Smedley's out there in the Cleveland area a little bit.
You played at Smedley's?
Yeah, we played.
When did you guys play there?
Twice. We played there
was like
2
last
winters
December.
ago.
Yeah,
Last December, and then we played one more time there around
Okay.
that same time.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And we actually, I think we're playing on the Good Time 2 boat.
Oh, really?
July.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we plan to kind of get some shows up here, but I mean, fun fact, we're actually moving to Nashville in July.
Really? The whole band?
The whole band, the whole family, everything.
Everybody.
So,
Yep.
Yeah.
Really?
yeah, my dad.
So you guys are taking it seriously?
Yeah, we we really want to try it, especially like when we're young and everything. And my dad still has a bunch of buddies that play down there that are part of organizations down there and everything. So we're gonna try to plan to go down there because we're both all graduating and graduated. So
Yeah, you
see what
guys.
happens.
So you speak of sports, and I want to touch on that too, because you guys are more, like a lot of people, you play high school sports, and then when you get out, you go on with life, and
Right.
that's all in the past. You guys kind of like have carried that with you throughout the thing, and you guys are coaching high school kids.
Yeah.
And you guys really aren't that far removed from high school. So you're does that get weird sometimes? This the age thing? Or do the kids kind of like?
Jackson, you wanna? You've been coaching longer
I mean,
than I have.
I always
So yeah, real
think
quick,
about that.
like what are you guys' specialty? You guys are each different kinds of coaches. Like you guys aren't head coach, but like
Correct.
what do you
I
coach?
do I quarterbacks for Hudson High School, and I just help with offensive game planning, all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah. So I work with the receivers, so we're hand in hand with each other.
and the same
then-
team, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then I do special teams like kicking, all the scheme work for that. So
Wow, man, that's cool, man. You guys do that, and you guys have a really good understanding of football and like the whole thing, I guess, right? I mean, how much do you got to know to be a football coach in high school?
a good amount. You
Oh,
gotta watch,
yeah,
you
you
gotta
still
watch a
gotta
good.
know
I mean,
stuff,
I think
right?
everybody
I
watches around like 4 hours of film a week at least. if you're a
Really?
coach.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it's a lot of work. I mean, playing it obviously helped. Playing like all through middle school, high school, even younger than that. But yeah, you learn a lot though too. Like as you begin to coach, like when I first started coaching, I knew football and everything, but I learned so much from like our head coach, Jeff Goff, and everything. And it was a
We were
You
lucky
build
to have
into it. You get
a
built.
good group of, like a solid, in 5 years, we had a great group of coaches that kind of stuck with each other. And so we kind of learned chemistry, and we fed off each other. We coached each other. So coaches coaching each other. It was really cool because we had that bond. And
You came up together, kind of learning it
exactly,
together, the whole thing together.
Yeah.
What kind of success are you guys seeing?
well. So he was able to watch us growing up. So we actually got to coach him for 4 years.
Oh,
He was the quarterback for the past 3 years, and we saw. I mean, this year we actually went 13-1. We lost to Hoban in the regional. Was it the regional final?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
we had, we had an undefeated regular season and everything. Great season, and so I mean, it's been going pretty well.
yeah,
For
I'd
the
say
past-
13-1's pretty good record.
Yeah. Right. Jackson and I went to the Final Four 3 times as players,
Yep.
and then as coaches, I think we made the playoffs every year, and we got to like the regional finals a couple times. So it's been good.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
it's been a
sweet,
great
man.
experience.
Congratulations,
Yeah.
guys. That's
appreciate
freaking
it.
cool. I'm
Thank
seriously,
you.
that's cool,
Thank
man.
you.
Appreciate it.
I
Thank
think
you.
that's super cool.
Yeah, I appreciate
you.
it.
So, as far as like, I mean, usually I ask a guest, I'll be like, so how'd you get started, blah, blah, blah. But it's kind of obvious. Your dad kind of like, that's how you got started. But what's kind of cool about you is that if you didn't start until after high school, you only got a few years under your belt at this point then. It's not like you're not 30 years old or anything by no
Right.
means. So you're playing guitar, you're singing. So you didn't have a lot of time to really get this down. I mean, like you're kind of like on the fast track here, like
Yeah.
then right? Is that correct?
Absolutely. Yeah, I actually started by writing a song for a girlfriend that I had. She came back from overseas, broke up with me, never got to sing her the song. And that's how I started, and I just kept going.
You just realized you could do it? Is that at that point? Was that like a realization thing?
Yeah, I started off acoustic. I started off country, actually. And then I kind of developed, obviously, into what we're doing now. But Yeah,
So-
but it's been a fast track for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like, and to do the lead singer type thing too. Do you guys ever switch anybody else sing? Does anybody?
Yeah, Jagger has a good handful of songs, and Jackson has a couple too.
That's
that he
good.
sings.
Yeah, that's always good. That's always good for the singer.
Great.
Gotta
Take
give him a break sometimes.
Yeah, you got to do that, man. That's great.
Absolutely,
That's great.
yeah.
Now, did you guys ever take vocal type lessons or anything like that? Do you guys do that also?
Yeah, I obviously I started with my dad because he used to take opera lessons, all that kind of stuff. But then I worked my way into
Oh, opera.
Yeah, I never did the opera route, but he did that at first, and it's kind of how he started into it. And then I did some like Zooms, with people like down in that Nashville area and all that stuff, just to get further lessons. So
Here's the real question: at what point do you guys realize you love? I mean, I think you guys really love what you're doing. I mean, am I right to say that this music is like you guys are like we love it? And do you guys ever get like ridiculed by other people like that are your age that be like, dude, what are you fucking listening to? That's
Yeah.
I mean, like because let's be honest, like when the thing about the '80s thing, and me and Pat lived through it, and Pat was a huge fan of this music. I mean, not so much me. He was. He knows all about this shit.
Oh yeah.
And matter of fact, he went to California in the '80s to kind of make it,
Sunset
doing
Strip,
what you guys are fucking doing right now. I mean,
yeah.
so. But what happened was when the '90s came and that music died, it didn't just die. It was ridiculed. It was made fun of. All the guys looked like girls, and you got the and then here you guys are like, fuck it. Let's bring it back. And the 80s is kind of coming back in a lot of other ways also, so your timing isn't really that bad at all. Yeah. And not to mention, you guys are very catchy. The stuff you wrote, very catchy and well done, like production-wise and stuff. Where'd you guys go record that, by the way?
we went to Spider Studios in North Olmsted. We have a friend in Nashville named Dave Baker. He plays for Kelly Pickler. He's like her guitar player and band manager. And he came up, and he knows a couple guys there. One of the guys plays in Tony Gamallo plays in Spasmatics.
Oh,
so then they're around this area, and so they were the guys who recorded. Did a great job. I mean, we couldn't ask for more.
yeah, right. No, it's not the
we feel
production's
like the
amazing.
production on it. Yeah,
Yeah, it's amazing. It's great. It's great.
So
So Jagger,
Yeah,
we got to talk to you for a minute.
Yeah,
You play bass.
I do.
How come? Was it because was it a default thing, or was it something you really wanted to do?
So it's kind of funny. So he started out with guitar because he told you why, and he was doing country, but he started wanted to like do some rock and roll. But I mean, you can't do that kind of by yourself. He was like, Jagger, why don't you pick up an instrument and play? And I was like, no, I don't want to. And they were telling me, just do the bass. It's easy, whatever, one note at a time. Like you can just kind of stay in the back and really not, it's easy to do. And I was like, I don't want to. And one day they just kind of forced me into it, and I was like, whatever, I'll start playing. So I just kind of picked up the bass. It was my uncle's bass that was in my grandpa's garage. We got it refurbished, whatever. And I started playing it. He just kind of started teaching me how to do it. And once I started to do that, and I could learn the songs that I love to play and that my dad played for me, it was just super cool to do that. So I was like I want to keep doing this and get better. And once you start playing on stage, it's just like it's an amazing feeling, and you just want to keep doing it and getting better. So that's kind of how I got started playing the bass.
Yeah. Plus, you were the quarterback, and that requires a kind of a work ethic. To become that guy and everything. You don't become the starting quarterback unless you want things and you work for things. So I'm assuming did that carry into this also? I mean, did you take on the bass, and once you started to like the bass, obsession kind of takes over?
Yeah, absolutely. It was kind of like the same thing. It was like once I'm done with sports, and he would tell me all the time, like, you're going to want to do this and like keep doing this when you're done with sports, because this is like an amazing thing to do. So I was like, I want to get as good as I can at this for when sports are over, I can keep going. Did
you learn a lot of stuff by just learning cover songs and learning how to play with songs? And that was a big, like, what were you playing? Like, what was some of the first things you were playing?
Remember the first song?
Was it the first full song I think I learned was Surrender by Cheap Trick.
Cheap Trick.
Another One Bites the Dust was one of the first riffs. Like
just learning that bass line and everything.
Popular riffs. But I just started to I don't know, just get better and just keep playing those songs. And it was just kind of like looking at tabs, I guess, and just like following along what to do. And then I just kept getting better at it.
Do you guys like any of the modern music that's out today? Like, is there? I mean, are you guys into the stuff that's out today? Even though you're not really like playing. Well, you guys probably play some of the cover stuff though, right? You guys are. You're not just playing like '80s covers. You're playing '90s covers, '80s covers, '70s too, right?
Yeah, we have like ELO and all that kind of stuff.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
ELO.
We're trying to like with our originals like going forward and stuff, adding like some modern elements to it, so it can hopefully fit with like kind of what's going, but still be different because to stand out, try to be different. But yeah, I know Jackson's a big like 21 Pilots fan, like with all their keys stuff and all that. And I mean, I don't know if you have anything else. He has a lot of like good modern.
No, yeah, I'm more of the wild card of the bunch. I listen to like 21 Pilots, some Harry Styles, MGK. I'm kind of like all over the place.
Yeah.
Where can you find inspiration, and what are people like trending towards now?
Well, yeah, and not everybody in a band should like all the same stuff and stuff like that. That band's probably not going to be as good. You need that diversity to make it great. So as far as when you guys were just doing covers, right? And there was a time when that was what it was, right? Just a cover band.
Yeah.
And you were getting hired as a cover band and everything like that. Do you still get hired as a cover band, and then you guys just mix in your originals and just you're just gonna? Is that pretty much what's happening now at this point?
Yeah, we usually get. I mean, that's what we show, like our cover stuff. But then whenever we like ask to or whatever play an original, like they always are very open to it, and they usually like them. Like
you announce them as originals and all that stuff too? Because I know because we know bands that they'll tell us, they'll be like, yeah, well, mostly they're tribute bands, and that's the problem. That's the difference because the tribute bands really aren't supposed to veer. So they can't say this is an original.
Yeah.
But they'll slide them in there, and just get them out there. But you guys got some really good stuff that you're doing. And like that's the other thing. Do you find there's an age bracket who appreciates your music more than another? Is it? I mean, obviously. Well, I'm serious because two things I think about with you guys. One, you're so quick. You're just so removed from high school recently that I'm imagining that a lot of high school friends and stuff, because you're a band and you're cool and they know you, they'll come out and see you because for that and that alone, right? It's cool, right? But the other thing is like, do you get some like 50-year-old girls coming in there who still got their hair all teased out?
Oh, yeah.
And they're still wearing the dresses and the heels and everything, and they're coming out to see you guys. Do you get some of that?
Do you want to tell your Jagger
tell
story?
your story. I mean,
Please tell us the story.
Okay. Yeah, we were playing Chuggers at Streets Bro, and so their stage is kind of like, it's kind of hard to explain, but there's like a right corner, a left
like a V.
corner. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. So
okay.
it's like a V.
like a UV.
Yeah, like a whatever, like a VU, whatever. So Jackson's in one corner, I'm in the other, he's in the middle, and Alex is in the back. And we're playing a song. I'm just kind of sitting in the corner doing my thing, and this lady walks up on the stage, and she just starts like dancing with
grinding
with me.
on him.
And I'm doing it back. You know what I mean? Like I'm
You got to. What are you gonna do at this point?
I'm making her happy. I'm dancing with her, and all of a sudden she just kind of keeps like walking towards me, like cornering me in to this like corner, and there's like there's no way I'm getting out. So I'm just like I'm stuck there. I don't know how I don't even know how it ended, but that was pretty much it. I was cornered in by her, and she was all up on me.
Yeah, I mean, like I am curious to know. Like, I would think that that's going to happen more and more often.
It happens a good amount. Guys, girls, like all of them. Even like, so you're talking about the age bracket stuff. When the younger high school or like just out of high school college kids come, even they come up and like start singing the songs we're doing, like a Journey song or something like that. So like a lot of them come and support us and Jagger and stuff. But like usually when we play like a Journey or a Bon Jovi or a whatever it is, like they know like the whole, like all the lyrics, everything they're singing. So it's like when Jackson and I went to Nashville, a lot of that stuff during the nighttime hours is that Van Halen, Journey. They mix in their countries and their popular Garth Brooks and all that.
The anthems.
I've been to Nashville. I'll tell you what. It was my favorite place. That I've been to yet. It was probably my favorite place.
Yeah, it's great.
Awesome.
It's a great
Going down that strip and
Broadway's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, because the thing about that is like, there's a lot of street musicians in Nashville, and every bar there's a band playing, and there's you couldn't even count. Yeah, there's three-story bars, and as you're going up these elevators, the one band you'll hear fading is the next one's coming in, and then another one fades.
Yeah.
And they're all
Good.
fucking amazing
Oh, yeah.
musicians. The people playing in the streets
Yeah.
are amazing musicians. It was just an amazing experience to go there.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, man, if I was your guys' age and I was doing what you're doing, I think that's where I'd go to. I mean,
Yeah.
but it's tough.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, it's just like LA was in the 80s when, you know, you're going there because that's where you go to make it. The problem is there's 30,000 other people there with the same exact idea
Absolutely.
that you have. And Nashville's like that now. Nashville is that LA, you know. It's good for us because it's 6 hours away
closer.
Yeah.
Right.
versus 6 days away.
Yeah.
So you guys, what do you have something already lined up in Nashville? Is there? Do you have something where, I mean, do you guys have a place you already know where you're going to live? You guys have already worked all that out?
Yeah, so Jagger and I believe Alex as well. I don't know exactly like where, but he is either going to Belmont or Lipscomb for college. So he's got into so he's going to plan to go to school while he's there, and we're going to rent a place down there first to then kind of like really get something that like more my parents obviously that they want and everything, and then obviously I'll be working and everything. So who knows where I'll live at that point, but.
Well, you say you're going to be working, but the goal is to be musicians.
Absolutely, yeah.
Would that be correct?
Yes.
And then what are you going to
Yeah.
go to school to be a manager or manage this whole operation one day and like, oversee this whole thing? Businessman?
I have no idea what I'm gonna do yet. I'm still
You'll
trying to figure
you'll
it out.
probably change about 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, right.
I'm still figuring it out. I don't know.
Yeah, man. Well, the hardest thing about what you're about to get into is you're going to be in Nashville full of beautiful girls.
Oh no.
He's got a
You
girlfriend.
know, dude, I mean, there's a lot of girls in Nashville and you guys are playing music and stuff. That's going to be a distraction. And do you guys drink, party? You guys into the fun stuff too? I mean, do you guys do much of that?
Jackson had a good quote about me. What did you say about me the other day?
I can't.
I have like my
have
once
bunch
a
of
month
good
drink.
quotes.
I don't drink too much.
Not drinkers, huh?
I mean,
No,
every once in a while, like during a show, like
Yeah.
me and I was like, I'll get like 2 shots, and I tell Jagger, I'm like, I'm just telling the waitress, like, give him random names and tell him that a girl sent them to Colt. And then Colt's standing up there like, all right, I got to drink this.
Yeah, I'm just up there with like a fire. I'm like, okay, what do I do now? I'm like, I guess I'm going for it.
Wow.
But
what a
not too
different-
often.
No? Just
No.
even in general, how about you?
Me, I mean, I'm 18.
I know, but I needed AA
Hey,
at
dude, you're not
18.
playing sports. No,
No,
he's,
like-
he's a good boy. He doesn't
No,
drink.
I mean, at the end of the show, you'll catch me with a Coke.
Yep.
That's
He's
pretty
not
much
lying
what.
either.
That's
That's
pretty much
pretty
it.
much it.
I'll have a water, or I'll have a Coke, and just clean up.
Dr.
Yeah.
Pepper.
Yeah.
It's I think it's actually not that odd what you're saying. I think when Pat and I grew up, drinking was everywhere. Everybody drank. That's what you did. You drank. But I've noticed smoking weed has become a much more acceptable way of going about your partying versus alcohol. And so you're seeing a lot less people drinking, period.
Right.
You're seeing a lot less of it. Plus, I think the laws have changed, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
for us, it was like, when I remember when I was a kid, my dad would be hammered. We'd be coming home, and the cop would pull us over, and he'd be like, just be safe. It's not like that anymore.
No.
Just get out of here. Who cares? You got 4 kids with you. It's a lot different now,
Yeah.
So I think it's turned people off from all that party and stuff. But the reason I'm asking that too is that when you're going into this thing and you're sober, pretty much, and you're dealing with drunk people, right? It's kind of it can be very complicated at times, right? I mean, like,
Yeah.
All the 50-year-old dads and mom, they're still drinking, getting in there.
yeah, right. The
We
ones.
had our last show we played at Panini's in Twinsburg a little bit ago, and there was a guy there. It was someone's birthday party, and there was a guy there who was like, not great. Spilled his stuff all over like the monitors.
Yeah, we were
and
playing Don't
everything.
Stop Believing, and I was like, I like stopped mid-song because like vodka was going right over the monitor. I was
Yeah.
like,
And
then
he
we
was
had to
like
jump
on our
back in.
subwoofer. He was like, it was. So yes, I mean you deal with them, but most of them are. Most of them are.
No, right.
great.
It's the
Yeah.
job. That's the job
Right.
is making these people happy and
Yeah.
selling more drinks. Your job is to sell
Absolutely.
drinks. That's the job.
Yep.
That's why he buys me some on stage to make me do a shot
Oh
for
yeah. Oh
everybody.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, when I was lead singer, dude, I would just have beer everywhere.
Right.
And I felt like I had to drink all these. I couldn't be. They bought this for me.
Exactly.
Well, Colt's more of like a liquor guy. Like last time I saw him have a drink was
fancy
like
drink.
like he had like a Crown and Coke.
Oh yeah.
Like
I had one of those last night. That
go.
was good. That was pretty good.
Oh yeah.
So like that's what he gets into if he does get into anything.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Time for a break. We're gonna take a quick break right here. When we come back, Alex will be sitting here.
All right. Sounds great.
We're gonna lose Jackson.
Yep.
You got. Sorry you didn't get to talk more, but you did pretty good.
no
You did pretty
worries,
good.
yeah.
You did pretty good. All right, when we come back, a couple more minutes. We'll be back here with the Playboys.
Sounds
Sweet.
good. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. It's DJ Terry from the Homegrown Hit Show on 216 Beat Radio to talk about Saturday, April 22nd. It's Mackin's Rock, and they're at McKelvey's Pub in Millersburg. It starts at 8 p.m. Get out there and check them out. And on Monday nights, check me out on 216 Beat Radio. This is DJ Terry, and I'm out.
Hello, Cleveland. I am ZM Delgado, author of the Rust Belt Rock Review at ZachO'Lantern.com, and this is your weekend concert calendar update. First off, Friday the 21st, we've got 3 potential shows to check out. First, at No Class, it's Cardiac Arrest with Shed the Skin, Conundria, and Necro Prophecy. Second, at the Sly Fox, it's Lower 13 with Druparia and After the Apocalypse. Finally, at the Vortex, it's Trainwrecked with Cult of Crowley. But your weekend's not done yet, Cleveland. No, because Saturday night, the 22nd, at the Foundry, we've got Wrist Meets Razor, with opening acts Her Familiar, Pale Orchid, and Modern Prey. So there you have it. That's a lot of heavy metal packed into one weekend. I hope to see you at one of these shows. Until next time, rock on, Rust Belt.
And we are back, everybody, with the guys here from the Playboys. We got Alex now sitting in place of Jackson.
How you doing?
And we still have Colt and Jagger here.
Yep, that's right.
So real quick, we got Alex in here. We're going to talk to him for a couple minutes.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason you guys are actually here is because I know Alex's dad.
Yeah, you guys go way back.
Yeah, like 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And Fred Manson, yeah, he got in touch with me and he was like, "Hey, my son's in a band and da-da-da-da, would you guys get him on?" As a favor to Fred, that's why I booked you guys. I didn't realize you guys were as good as you were until after we booked you guys. It was a pleasant surprise. Mm-hmm. You know, thank God Fred didn't set us up with you know, like my son, you know, he's not very good. He just started playing drums yesterday, you know. It was a real nice surprise. But yeah, one question I do have for you this is curious. Your last name Manson, right? I mean,
yeah,
so like, you know, like, does yours age bracket? Is everybody well? Do they know who Charles Manson is?
No.
So do you even like to have to deal with that at all? Nobody ever.
Barely. Nobody in my age bracket really knows anything, honestly. If I'm really being like real, no, not a lot of kids know a lot about their history. So no, but like a lot of people like my dad's age will be like, "Oh, you related to Charles?"
Yeah, the joke,
like,
right?
Yep.
Yeah. So you're a drummer, huh?
Yeah.
You know, that kind of makes sense because Fred was a cool dude. And one thing you got to have to play drums is cool parents. Like,
Oh yeah, I don't know how they put up with my bullshit sometimes. I being honest, I put my parents through the ringer a little bit, but they've shaped me to who I am, and without them I probably would not be a drummer, especially my mom.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She was the one that kind of like kept you. Did you have to get pushed sometimes to keep?
Yeah. Well, it all started in my mom had an old XC90 Volvo SUV, and I just remember banging on the headrest when she was driving. She would yell at me, "Stop banging on the headrest! You're gonna," always yelling at me. But then that was when she got me a drum set for my birthday, or they both my parents got me a drum set for my birthday. And ever since, I started taking lessons with one of my best friend played drums, Trevor, and I took lessons from Josh, the same instructor that he went to. I did that for a little bit. Josh taught me how to read music.
Oh, you know how to read music?
Yeah.
Wow.
But he taught me how to read basic music, basic rudiments first, and then I went to drum set. And then he stopped giving me lessons. He went a different career route. He was doing music, and then he went more health. So then you've actually had the lead singer of Truss, Hannah.
Crandall.
Yeah, the drummer of Truss, Holden. He actually was my drum instructor for many years.
Oh.
My sister Helena was in a band with Holden, Never Surrender. would you do the Tri-C High School Rock Off, and that's how I got in with Holden. Holden, one of the greatest dudes I know. He taught me a lot of what I know, and now I'm taking lessons from Breaking Ben's original drummer Chad Slaga. So I'm always learning. But
that's cool.
If it wasn't for my mom and all that, I wouldn't be where I am today, and the opportunities have been given. So I'm happy.
But you were playing. Did you have you had your drum set in the house?
Yeah. And first it was in the upstairs, and that's where I kind of started to mess around. But then my parents did not really want it upstairs, so we brought it downstairs and had it set up down there, and it's in the same spot. I still have my drums. It's not the same kit, but the same kit I bought, like my parents bought me, I gig out with now.
Oh, okay.
It's old Pearl kit, but it's still, all my drums still in the same area from where I started.
Now you're a North Wilton guy, right?
Yep.
That's where you went to school, and you guys are Hudson guys, right?
Correct.
How do you guys get together? How does that happen? How do you guys get him?
Mutual friend, shout out Dylan Settler, played baseball with him all throughout, Little League and stuff, travel baseball. His dad, knows Damon, their dad at work.
He's my dad's boss.
Oh.
And, Damon, was talking around, looking for a drummer for these dudes. And at first I was leaning towards, because I already was in a few bands doing the rock off, and I was like, I don't know, but my parents told me, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and if you don't take it, if you don't even consider it, then, you're wasting an opportunity. So I did end up meeting with these guys. I immediately, fell in love with these guys, but, I couldn't be blessed with, better people to play with and to work with. They're all great guys. I love them.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's great. Drummer loves you guys.
Appreciate that.
To take me in. To take
me emotional.
Yeah, to take me in as one of their own. And, we've...
Yeah, are you two guys closer in age? So are you guys...
me and Jibby. Yeah, we're
both 18.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you're both 18 years old. Yeah. So you guys... See, I think that's cool. I really do. I think that's cool that you guys, you bring him in here. He's a younger guy. He does, but it doesn't matter, does it? If he's got the chops, he can play the drums. It doesn't really even matter, really, because you're the one that held us up. Were you the one that held us the first interview up? Who held the first interview up? There was the band, high school band. The first time when we
marching band.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I had a maybe a state competition or something.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Yeah, it's like, but I mean, you have all that going on. You guys are patient. You guys held on to all this stuff, and now you got Fred and your mom are encouraging you to take these opportunities. You didn't hear from Fred things like, "Oh, what are you wasting your time with this for? Get a real job, do this." Like, they encourage you to do what you love. Same with you guys, I'm sure too, right? You guys have a lot of encouragement from your folks, that's a difference maker.
Yeah.
Right? Because
absolutely.
That's huge. It gives you confidence immediately right out the box that you can do these things. Now, does your dad he's still out there doing it?
So he doesn't do it anymore. He stopped probably 10 years ago. So he still did country up here back when might be a little more intense, like the Boot Scoot was around, and and Mustang and Sally's and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So no, he just helps us now. He's kind of does our sound and stuff like that. Now sometimes I'll pull him up to sing a Garth Brooks or something.
Oh, really? You guys will bring him up every once in a while?
Yeah.
Now, does he teach you guys? Is he teaching you guys the other stuff that's not band related stuff that you got to know how to do all this stuff, like the booking parts and just the general how you conduct yourself and all that kind of thing?
100%. How to communicate, how to present yourself, stuff, just.
So he's like your cheat sheet. Like having him in your pocket's really nice. Yeah, really. It's like you get a lot of good information from him, and he's kind of like guiding you guys along.
Absolutely.
Would you say he's your manager? Would that be like a loosely? Would that kind of say?
Yeah. So he says he's not. He says that the guy I was talking about earlier, Dave Baker's our manager, but he's in Nashville, so he is our up here manager for now.
He's the Cleveland manager.
He's the Cleveland manager.
Yeah,
actually, my mom is the momager. She
She
helps with a lot of the booking stuff and like the merch and all that. He's more on the music side of it, and she's more on like the.
Is she there selling merch at the shows?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh really?
Repping it and selling it. Oh yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. It's great. Couldn't ask for more from those two.
So now that you guys are at the point you're at right now, how do you guys see this year? The year just started. You guys are Well, it's not they just started. We're a few months in, but you guys pretty booked up for the year. I mean, do you guys do a lot of booking ahead of time and try to fill up a lot of these weekends?
Yeah, we have a good amount up until July because that's the time we hope we plan
Going
to
to
maybe
Nashville?
go. And then in Nashville, we're already talking with some guys on getting shows once we get down there and all that. So I was surprised. It works a little different. Up here, you got to book a show like so far in advance.
A year almost, yeah.
Whereas down there, there's so much in and out kind of, with all the musicians and all this and that. And they close bars in the winter, like certain floors because there's not as many people or whatever it is.
Well, rooftop.
Exactly. And so it's a little easier there where it's like not so advanced. Like you can kind of go.
Well, you can get in. You can get in quicker,
and there's so many spots too.
That's
so it's
there
like,
are. There's a ton.
Yeah. So
It's cool, man.
And more up and coming.
Yeah, you guys are gonna have.
Getting built.
You guys are gonna have a blast doing this, man.
I appreciate it.
I think you guys are gonna do really well there too.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
So as far as like doing more like writing, okay, because I think that's where you guys are pretty much going to start heading into the cover thing. Will be something you guys will do some covers, on top of all your original. How do you guys write songs?
My dad is the main lyricist.
No
with me,
kidding.
but he's the main one. I actually, you know what? It's funny. I do most of the music stuff, even though I'd consider myself more of a singer than like a guitar, lead player. And my dad and actually Jagger helps a decent amount too with like the lyric. My dad is the main one, lyrics kind of stuff, melodies and all that, and then we kind of help him with that. Now we've come a long way in the sense of like kind of like learning from him and all that. Like all the songs you heard and everything, a lot of it's him with those lyrics and those melodies and stuff. Some of it's us, and then the new stuff we're writing, we're kind of all together going. But he's kind of the main.
He's like the
main
fifth.
guy
He's like the sixth guy in the band. I should know,
Yeah.
right? No, four. You got five. He's the fifth guy in the band,
Yep.
basically.
So he's still in it. I mean, he's still doing it for sure.
Yeah, he's living through you guys now.
But, yeah. So and he, like you said, you were saying with lyrics earlier or before, he's a big lyric guy. Like he loves making lyrics mean something and like almost tell a story. I mean, some songs it's harder to tell a story than others, but he's huge on the lyrics and that they're very important to the song.
Was he a big fan of the kind of music you guys are doing now at one point? Because like, I'm curious, where are you getting ideas? How do you pull ideas to write this kind of music if you don't?
His favorite guy growing up was Bon Jovi.
Oh,
It might be mine too, but Jagger. I mean, who you could tell the influences kind of. You wonder kind of where you get.
I mean, yeah, I think most of the influences are like Bon Jovi and also like Def Leppard and a little bit of like Poison, and maybe a little bit of Motley Crue in there too. We want to, but like he said earlier, we want to like bring some of that from like the 80s and the stuff that we love, but also throw some like modern in there so that people, like our age, they also love it because that's who we're trying to get.
well, I think you guys have done that already. I think because although I think we feel like you've really hit on the 80s thing. But there is that like hint of like the punk pop type thing that's like real popular now. There's like there's like hints of modernized rock that is out there today, and the way you guys have arranged things and the way you guys do it. But there's no question about what you're doing. You know what I mean? But it is a little modernized.
Yeah.
It has that feel to it. Not to mention the production of it sounds more recent. That's another thing that I like about it. Your music to me almost sounds like you write around lyrics. It's almost like the song is written lyrically and the melody of the lyrics is all that you kind of, and then the music is kind of makes those lyrics work.
Yeah.
It almost sounds like that's how you guys write your songs almost, because the way your rhythms are and everything, they just fit with the lyrics. They're so perfect.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, my dad is big on like get a title of a song, get like an idea, a theme, and then obviously like get to the chorus. The chorus is kind of the big thing of the song, but like it's all about like you said, lyrics, the groove of it, and everything. And then it's easy to kind of write some music around a good melody or a good idea or something like that. So, but yeah, for sure.
Do you guys ever think about mixing the sports and the music together in a way like where I mean, ever think about playing the national anthem on your guitar like Metallica in a freaking concert, or what about like singing about sports? Like what about using sports as a lyric subject?
It is never off the table. I mean, for sure. I mean, there's like Kenny Chesney has "The Boys of Fall," like a football song, and so it's definitely not off the table to you know.
Yeah, I
those
mean, like
ideas.
you guys, that's cool, man. I think that's no. I mean, seriously, I think it's really cool that you guys are both. Like you guys are both sports and rock.
Yeah.
Because you don't get, a lot
you.
a lot of times musicians don't necessarily like sports.
Right.
You'll meet a lot of them that don't.
Yeah.
You know, they. What did you say, Pat? That's why they're musicians, because they weren't good at sports. And there's a lot of that. You know, you got to be good at something. A lot of guys, if they're not going to be athletically good at sports or whatever, they pick up a guitar, they can play that. That becomes what it is, and sports isn't important anymore. But you guys are both.
Yeah, there's definitely, great things about doing both, and, so.
Do you guys have girlfriends?
I do.
I haven't had one in a little bit, but he has one
Yeah,
right
I
now.
do.
You have an actual girlfriend?
Yes.
And is she going to Nashville?
She's younger than me, but I'm going, but we're gonna try to make it work. We're gonna do the best we can to make it work.
Oh yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
good.
she comes to all the shows and everything like that.
Oh,
so,
she does come
yeah.
to the shows.
Oh yeah.
Now, do you ever feel like do you ever feel like something's like when the girl's up there dancing and everything? Was your girl there for that?
Yeah.
And she's cool with all that
Yeah.
stuff. She's
Oh, yeah.
she's all cool with that
Oh yeah,
stuff.
she's cool with it. Yeah.
That's
Great.
gotta be.
Yeah, no.
That's gotta be wild. Well, you gotta. I mean, to be in the band you guys are in, you almost gotta have a girl that can handle. Like she's got to be able to understand. There's a separation.
Yeah.
You know. And,
Absolutely.
the guy. But you guys aren't no girls.
No.
No, I got nothing.
Nothing.
Right now.
So
I
you're
mean,
going.
we're going to Nashville soon. So
Yeah, that's what I'm
ready to-
saying. Like
Yeah.
like this Nashville thing could be
Yeah.
like a real life changer. I mean, seriously, a life changer.
Well,
Can't bring any luggage.
You're not bringing nothing.
Not me. No.
You figure whatever, dude. That way, if you come back with your tail between your legs, you ain't got to bring nothing back with you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if you make it, you'll have plenty of money to frickin' buy whatever you want down there, anyways.
There you go.
Is that the goal?
Hopefully.
Well,
Hey,
he ain't bringing luggage in the terms of a girl, I think is what.
Oh, the luggage you're talking about bringing a girl?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
what I'm
yeah.
saying.
He doesn't want to bring
Well-
any, I don't know.
None of you guys are bringing girls though, right? What about Jackson? Has he got a girlfriend?
He does not.
No.
No.
You guys are perfect, man. You guys no girlfriends. You got one girlfriend. I mean, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
Trust.
you
Trust
guys-
me. No.
She's good.
She's good, yeah.
You guys are good that way,
Yeah,
though.
She's
Okay.
a good volleyball player, looking at schools down there to maybe play volleyball at.
Oh, so you guys are already planning that far ahead and everything.
I mean, yeah, she's good. I mean, I don't want to
I got
don't want to
you.
leave her,
No, I
anything
know.
like that.
I know. No, I'm just saying, though, that going into the situation you guys are in,
Right.
it's good to be single, too.
Hey, he'll just throw them all our way. So that's,
There you
that's
go.
how we'll do it. That's how we'll do it.
When they're up there trying to corner
Yep,
you, man,
exactly.
you need to make a little
Like, nope,
move.
they go over there.
I'll point to Colt, and you got to go.
Yeah, I guess.
Cool, man. Cool. All right, so gigs this year. What do you guys got? Anything specific gigs? You got some big ones before you guys go to Nashville that you guys, anything specifically like bigger than other ones? You guys ever or is it just basically like playing the same bars? You guys have because I noticed that you guys have like a ring of bars that you kind of
Yeah.
like just kind of like rotate through and stuff like that, right? Like
Correct.
bouncing.
Yeah, so since the whole national thing's going on, we're not like too focused on necessarily going too far out, like up here as of now. If we were staying here for another year or two or, forever or whatever, we would want to kind of go. There's nothing too like big necessarily. I mean, we played like some Thanksgiving shows and St. Patty's Day at Charters and all that. But coming up, it's mostly just kind of the same ring, a little bit in Menor, like I've been saying. The Good Time 2 in Cleveland we're playing on in July. So it's mostly just kind of our same rotation, but nothing like too crazy yet, at least.
You guys, these 4 songs that you guys have out, are you guys planning on doing videos for any of these songs, or doing a visual, or do you have them out already?
We don't have them out already. For one of our originals called Hot Shot, Jackson's sister's boyfriend is actually like a video guy, really good at what he does. And he kind of came up with like a little video for it, which is really nice. And so, yeah, we plan to do like some type of official video. And yeah, whether it's for all of them or for 2 of them or whatever. So
is that how you guys are going to go about this thing? Is releasing singles and one song at a time type thing? That's kind of the way of the now.
Yeah.
Even though you guys are playing music that was albums back when that music was kind of popular, but today's way of doing it is different, right? I mean,
yeah, especially with 4 songs, I feel like that would kind of be the best, to keep people interested. You kind of have the constant song release.
you're relative for a long time instead of
Yeah.
just putting one set of work out
Yeah.
and then people can just dissect, well, I don't like this song, I like this song.
Exactly.
This way, and you can give each song a little more attention.
For sure. And then with what we're writing now and everything, hopefully we can get that stuff recorded at some point here soon, and then just kind of have a constant stream of songs. So
Do you guys, like as you guys grow, you're probably going to grow, out of some of the music you're listening to now, and there's an evolution that goes on throughout this whole process. Have you already started to feel some of that, where some of the stuff that you've already written and stuff like that, it's already kind of like you're already looking forward to that next thing and already kind of like evolving?
For sure. Yeah, I definitely think there's different influences coming in and out, like all the time. Like lately it's been Prince and Michael Jackson and, all that stuff. And obviously he was saying the modern stuff. I mean, there's some stuff out there that, I do really enjoy and I like. And, if I could do that and put a rock edge to it like we have. And so there's definitely evolution that's already going on and will, still go on. So
is that what you guys are doing though? You guys are taking like some of the more popular stuff from the past stuff, and then you give it a more of a rock edge, and then kind of present it that way.
Yeah,
you're not trying. You're not trying to reproduce Michael Jackson.
Correct. No, we're just trying to get what made him so good and so popular, and so all those bass riffs and all those, and Prince with all those keys and obviously their look and everything, and we're just trying to kind of see what worked in this and put it in our own stuff and make it our own new thing.
Yeah.
So
you guys aren't going to put no makeup on or anything like that ever? You guys don't see yourselves going down that path?
We're not going Poison or whatever. No, we're Motley Crue in that sense with all the eyeliner, but no, we don't plan to do that.
Cool, man. Well, I'll tell you guys what. I really, really, really wish you guys the best in Nashville. I do. I really do. I think as far as what we're hearing around here, if there's one thing I could say about you, there's nobody else doing what you guys are doing around here. At least not that I've heard. Like there's a lot of bands out there, but I think what you guys have is a niche that you guys have kind of carved out for yourself, and maybe it is kind of a something that reminds me and Pat and some other people of old stuff. But I think in the end, it's new. It's either new or refurbished. I don't know what it really is, but either way, it's new to us compared to what what's been coming out. And I think these things take the first band to create that new thing, right? Like it seems old until it's not.
Right.
Yeah.
And you guys definitely have the talent to do that, and the youth.
Thank you.
You're still young, man. That's the key, man.
Yeah, the oldest guy is Jackson at 24. He's like the
man.
of the group.
Yeah, dude. And you guys got your whole lives. I mean, you hear that all the time. You got a whole life ahead of you, but you really do. I mean, like there's so much time to get this right and really take off, man. I really wish you guys a lot of luck.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Stay in touch with us once you guys are in Nashville. Let us know that everything.
Absolutely,
and up until then, man, you guys will be gigging here. People need to go out there and see you.
That's right. Yeah, if you just go to the Playboys on any social media, we got our schedule up and everything. So
sweet.
Yeah. Well,
All
we
right, guys.
appreciate you having us. So
Heck yeah, thanks for coming down, man.
It's been a blast.
Thank you so much.
Hell yeah, man. And hey, Fred.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
thanks for hooking us up, man. That was a good one. All right, guys, you got a good kid here.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, that's it for us. We'll see you guys next week.
That'll be fine.